My name's Tamara, and I am a Transformations Treatment Center and a Soundpath alumnus. I wanted to wish Soundpath a happy birthday and kind of give my experience with the program. I cannot overstate my gratitude to the Soundpath program and the impact that it's had on me getting clean and staying clean and my recovery in my program now. But I made myself some notes because there are some things I want to say. I don't know how off topic I'm going to go because I do have a lot to say. It's difficult to put into words. But I kind of wanted to start by saying that the Soundpath program and the level of care that you get at Transformations, the staff of Soundpath kind of exemplifies what the staff of Transformations is, because they know you, like they know their clients. I remember, like, I came from the VA, and I remember them saying, like, you have a couple options on where you could go for inpatient treatment, but this one has a music program. And I was like, oh, bet, like, that's where I'm going. And I show up not knowing what this is going to be, and they're like, yeah, we have a studio, like, we have a music studio, recording studio. And I was stoked, and just thinking that was all it was going to be was enough. But come to find out, like, that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. Terry, Serge, and Brian put time in beyond just studio sessions, beyond just groups. They get to know their clients, and they've stopped people from AMAing. They've stopped me from AMAing. They've stopped me from making bad decisions. I can remember situations where I'm in the studio crying, and they sit down and, and talk to you. And yeah, you would expect that at a treatment facility, but, helping a person come to the conclusion or the decision that they're supposed to, and giving them input and guiding them in the right direction because you know them as a person and you've taken the time to come and know them as a person, is amazing. The fact that they care on that level is, I have unspeakable gratitude for that, because the idea that someone would care about you enough makes you start to care about yourself. So they know their clients for sure. And that reminds me of a story where Terry, for instance, came to know that I struggled a lot with my higher power. And we've had several conversations about it. And I often say, like, Terry's my spirit animal because, I came into Transformations kind of spiritually broken and spiritually vacant. And I left with a higher power of my understanding that is with me on a daily basis and definitely empowers and informs my recovery. And it has made the world of difference, night and day in my life. And he gave me this DVD this one day that kind of spoke to my struggle between, like, unifying science and my higher power, because I used to think they were like this, but in actuality they're like this. And so those are the kinds of discussions that you get to have with these people that come to know you. Creative writing prompts. So there's a creative writing class with Serge, another one of the Soundpath staff. And, you get these creative writing prompts, but sometimes if Serge knows you're struggling with a particular issue, he'll give you a different prompt. Or if he knows that you're particularly close to an individual in one of the groups, he'll have you assign one another prompts. And so you kind of get to explore issues that you wouldn't otherwise face in that way through creative writing in any medium that you want to, in a story, in a poem, however it is you write it that way. And there will be people, I've seen countless people be like, I can't write, or I can't write the way this person writes, or I don't want to do it wrong. And Serge will say, like, there's no wrong way to do it. Like, no one can write what you can write. And that really resonated with me. Like, maybe I can't write in metaphor like this person can, but no one can write what I can write. I had never written a song before I went to Transformations. I had never written a song of my own because I didn't know I had this ability. And now, songwriting, not only the lyric part, but the guitar part, is such a prominent and vital tool in my recovery. I can't remember life without it. Not just the writing and the honesty and the being able to sort through and harness an emotion and put it into a song, but also on occasion, the sharing with other people and them being able to be like, I feel like that, I relate to that, or like, this is how I interpreted that, and this is what it means to me. And hearing that from other people is just, it's a new experience for me, and it's an amazing and wonderful experience, and I would have never encountered that without Soundpath. But it's not just about songs. I've seen comedians get up and perform for the first time clean. I've seen rappers come to understand that like they can write amazing raps clean because they've only ever done it when they were using, or only ever performed when they were using, and come to understand through the Soundpath program and through encouragement from the Soundpath staff that they can do this clean. And they did it for the first time at the talent show, or at community wrap up, or in the studio for the first time clean, because they were always using in the studio. I've seen fellow vets share poetry about their war trauma. I mean, people open up creatively in ways that it's so therapeutic and it's so unique. I don't know how it's not occurring at every treatment center across the country, because it's invaluable to us as addicts and as creative individuals. Yeah, I mean, I have so much to say, but I think I'll try not to make this video too long and just say that I think the sound in Soundpath, the sound in Soundpath is like not so much about like getting in the studio and recording the song and wanting to be impressive, because we all have this, that's something that, you know, Terry and Serge and have really stressed, is not wanting to be impressive, but wanting to be expressive, like expressing your truth. So the sound in Soundpath is not necessarily about like making a song or making music. It's about finding your truth. Because Serge always asks the question, like, who are you? And when I got out of the Army, I fell into my addiction really hard because I didn't know who I was. And while I was in treatment, I started to understand who I was as a person outside of the validation of others, outside of my identity as a soldier, outside of my identity as this or that or the other, as the way other people perceive me or I wanted to be viewed. And I started to build an identity as a woman in recovery. And it's made all the world of difference for building self-esteem and for becoming an independent person who can start this new life. Not get my old life back, because I don't want that, but build a new life for myself. So the sound in Soundpath is about finding your truth, whatever your truth is, and sharing it with the world if you want to. Thank you so much for everything you guys have done for me. And for everything you've done for everyone else, because in this recovery community, you guys are like a legend. The whole Soundpath staff, everyone at Transformations, you're wonderful. We all love you. We all recognize the hard work that you do and the long hours that you work and all of the notes that you write. So we appreciate you endlessly, and happy birthday.